I'm going to take you in on this kind of like mechanical adjustment phase that I am currently in for probably this week as far as mechanical breakdowns. The reason why this particular breakdown happened is because I think I've been throwing a lot of flat grounds, which on this city park, the outfield kind of slopes. So it goes from like high to low. And but what's been happening is I've been over rotating with my front leg. And you can see like the last bullpen I threw, everything was okay, but there's a slight breakdown that I'm seeing with like an over rotation. You can see my front foot, my front foot almost pointed at like the left-hander's batter's box, which now as I come through to complete my rotation, I have a little bit of bowing effect with my knee, which is affecting my block and transfer of energy. So this is going to be the kind of process that I will put into place that will counteract this, which is, again, this is just my throwing program. That's why I'm a huge advocate of incorporating like throw variations to stuff. So what I'm going to be doing is every single throw I make is going to be intentional, because that's the biggest part about instilling a new movement and new motor control is you need to make sure that you're diligent with every single rep, right? So you can work towards getting that rep more efficient over time and not having to like think about it consciously, because we don't want to do that when we're on the mound. So what I'm going to be doing is a series of like preset. I'm even going to adjust, like I'm still going to do my leg lift long toss, but I'm going to adjust. I'm almost going to go into what I call like the Kershaw progression, which is obviously a Kershaw like leg lift down, because I'm being super mindful of like my front leg and more specifically my front foot, and forcing like a counter rotation essentially of like my pelvis. And I'm going to see how long I can go with leading with my heel, which could help, right? So it's always that fine line of like you're initiating your rotation, you're initiating hip rotation late, or you're essentially your pelvis is leaking too early, right? Which is a tough dynamic. But I'm just going to show you these visual examples. I've been already at it for about 15 minutes. But what I've been doing is a 3-throw blend. Say that 10 times fast. First throw, it's going to look like this. I'm going to go up into kind of like one leg. I'm going to sit here. Obviously, you got to have coordination, balance, and stability of this foot. Hopefully, you can see my foot. So I'm here. I'm straight. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lead foot and I'm going to counter rotate that this way, making sure that it's not super uncomfortable, because your body's, if it's uncomfortable, it's going to try to get out of it as quick as possible, which is probably going to even cause a greater breakdown. So counter rotate here. I'm going to take my hands out of the equation, and now what I'm going to do is as I drop into my drive phase, I'm going to see how long I can lead with that heel, and then the body's just going to naturally get into rotation. So I'm actually going to use this video too to see where things are at. Here we go. And now I'll go into more of a movement. I don't suggest, you know, if someone's focusing on something like this, don't just go right into your blends. Like focus, maybe do 15, 20 reps of just what I just did, right? In the driest progression that you can do. Which I just did. So now I'm going to blend it into a wind-up Kershaw kind of movement progression, which looks like this. Okay, so I'm still controlling the environment. And now for the third throw, I'm going to go right into like my stretch throw. Come set. Still mindful of that front leg. And I mean, feedback is always going to be different per individual, but already for me, I really feel like that delaying effect is helping with, you know, like that snapping into rotation, which is building which is allowing me to build up a little bit more rotational energy. Now, this is all subject to change when you get on a slope, right? But like I said, I think the movement pattern broke down when I started throwing flat grounds out there, which is a slope. I even felt it. I was playing around with like a weighted ball earlier over there, and I felt like I was already kind of leaning this way, which is, I think, causing that. So, all right.